Evening, folks. Welcome back to the channel. And smash that like button right meow. You know you're gonna have a good time. Oh, what's up already to Dandy? He says, hi, Nikki in chat. I won't be here tonight, going to a party. So enjoy the show without me. LOL, we'll check out the replay later tonight. Oh, cool. Yeah, have fun. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. I really can't say that because I'm not a big drinker, and I know he enjoys a drink. I don't want him to not have a good time, but he knows how to handle himself. There's that guy with the lampshade on, just wearing one sock. Just leave him be. You won't. He's harmless. He's just a little bit naked. And what's up, Patrick? Glad you made it. Says evening, Nikki. Hope you're well. Yeah, doing all right. Could be worse. Could be worse. I was noticing it. I guess I'll notice it in the replay, but I feel like I look brighter. It's the only difference is it's a new lamp. It's the same style of one that I had previously, but the lampshade was getting busted, and I just had this kind of gangster lean to it, and it was sort of folding in towards the light bulb. I don't want it to burn up, so I had to I just got that replaced. So like same height, same color and all that, same bulb. It just feels brighter, which is fine. That's good. It's not an LED bulb, so that's okay. It just feels brighter, which is good. I'm just that sensitive to light that I notice. Yeah, doing okay. It's finally starting to not be 90 degrees and smell like Canada's burning out there, so that really does help out. That's my remix guy. He took Lady Gaga's Love Drug and mixed it with Danceteria by Madonna. Uh, I'll listen to that after the show. That guy's cool because he does remixes and they're not monetized. So you just click on it, you watch it. There's no ads to skip past. There's just none of that. So I just, if something has an ad and it's a song and it gets to the end, I'll rewind it before I click on it again. Not him. I'll give him all of the views. Like, no ads? Oh, hell yeah. How many times can I click on this? He, he did a remix of It's Earthquake and Fashion of His Love by Lady Gaga. He mixed those together back in 2024. I listened to that 300 times a day it came out. I love it so much. Went to go to commented on my update video. He says that lamp color temperature looks cooler, which is good on these hot summer nights. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's I mean, my pet looks purple to me, but then it doesn't what the color I see on my laptop is not the color that you guys always see. I don't mean my hat. I just mean with Minecraft because there's a I forget the name of it, but when you go to the Nether, you can get two types of wood. One of them is red, that's sort of a bruise color, and the other one is anybody else gets it, it's green. It's like a darker teal colored green. I love it, but I play on my laptop and it's fucking blue. Like I built a house out of the stuff and it just made me think of Avatar from 2009. So I'm like why is it blue on my laptop? Every other color is correct. Like grass is green, the sky is blue, water is blue, all that stuff. But why is this one single fucking log the wrong color? I don't understand. I don't know. But like every other color is right, like purples and everything else. So I don't know what's going on. I don't understand. Why is it just that one? And it's such a hassle to get the stuff. You gotta love it. I'm just going to my own show right now to get to the recap. Oh, I do have super chats opened up. I've got Venmo and Buy Me a Coffee. I've got the links to those in the description for the channel and for the show. Those go directly to myself. You're not giving Google 30%. You're never paying for AI content. Your money stays in the United States. I'm not spending it on hookers and blow. And I read your comment at my next show. I really do have to get new glasses. Like, yeah, you know when you go to the store and you're looking at the price tag, I've got to lean forward to see it because I can't see it from that far away. It's just that bad. I mean, I can see this. I can see the screen of the laptop okay, but in the store, it's like, what? And if you do want to watch Dark Shadows, it's on Tubi right now for free. I've got the links for that in the channel and the show description. Gonna stutter through that sentence. It's also on Internet Archive, that's free. And the audio dramas are on Spotify, link in the description. Those are, Spotify is free for about the first month. You don't get ads, and then they start giving you ads. But all you have to do is back out of the app and hop back in to skip over that. Because I don't put up with ads. I don't listen to that. But oh, let me go back to recap the last review. So last time, Liz finally broke down and told Victoria that she killed Paul. Carolyn had gotten into a car accident. She was drunk as fuck, wrecked her car, was rude to the lady who she almost killed, even though that lady pulled her out of the car before it burst into flames. But Liz left Collinwood for the first time in 18 years. Carolyn was just like, "Oh, my father doesn't mean anything to you. That's why you're not waiting for him." And so she just went off and decided to spend the night in jail. But yeah, Liz just couldn't take it anymore. Finally told Vicki what happened. And then Maggie finally escaped. She finally got out of that room. There was like half of the wall was a secret passage to get out. So Sarah gave her this little riddle that Maggie figured out just before Barnabas came down, and it let you out onto the beach underneath Widow's Hill. That's where she made it to. And earlier in the day, Sarah had told Sam, "Well, why don't you go to that beach tonight? You might find her." And so Sam was there with his flashlight, found Maggie. So she's saved. They took her to the hospital. But then Dr. Woodard, he's like, "No, for her own safety, let's tell everybody she's dead." What it kind of comes out of left field, but then if you think about it, it's he said it's the only way to keep her safe because if people in town find out she's alive, the kidnapper could find out she's alive and kidnap her again. So it's for her own safety, it's for her own good. But Sam just got her back. Like he called Joe and Barnabas showed up to the hospital that night. So Dr. Woodard got to try out his lie just that fast. And so he told Barnabas, "Well, I'm sorry, her dad found her, but she never said a word and she died." She was in shock. Oh, one to go to. Glad you made it. And Maggie was locked up for 17 days, half a month. Patrick, yeah, I'm on Brave browser, no ads whatsoever. That's how I watch if I'm listening to songs when I play Minecraft. I go through the Brave browser. I tried listening to Spotify through Brave. Couple of hoops to jump through. You can do it, but then it still does try to. It's not perfect. I'm not paying for Spotify. We just got done fighting, so I'm not giving them a penny. Don't pay for a free app. That's where I stand on those kind of things. Uh, but it's the only place to get Audible, not Audible, but to get those audio dramas from Dark Shadows. Oh, I was gonna say I forgot to mention this during the update video. I got Hawks Harbor. I had a free, or not a free, but it's like 99¢. You get your book from Audible for the next month, so I got that about a week ago. It's only like a 7-hour book, so it goes by real fast. I listened to it over the course of 2 days. I just marathoned it. It's it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's sort of like a Dark Shadows fan fiction, but they had to change the name so they didn't get sued. Um, if you're a Willie Loomis fan, or if you like Jason McGuire, Barnabas Julia, mostly those characters are in it the most. A little bit of the Maggie character. Um, I was laughing because I was sort of warned about this in the article I read about it, but it is rather adult. Um, I'll put it that way. No spoilers, because that's sort of all of the spoilers that I got in the article that I read. But yeah, it's not. They couldn't take this and put it on TV without tiptoeing around some stuff. I'll put it to you like that. But it's absolutely essential if you are a Willie Loomis fan. I wish there was a part two. Like, no, why did you end it like that? Make more. But it's good. It's worth checking out. Definitely. What they did, they went so far as to get a voice actor who has like low key a Brooklyn accent like Willie does. So I really did like that. They went the extra mile. It's not just that maybe it's the same narrator doing a voice, or it's a second guy. I don't know, but it works. So I really do like that they took the extra step and did that. So cheers to them. Okay, so we are on episode 263. This aired on June 28, 1967. So the last episode the show had been on for a year. In universe, we're on day 84. Sometimes things take a long time on the show. But it is morning. Now, the last thing that we did see was Victoria telling Liz that, yes, I'll be your witness. It'll be an honor to stand beside you. You don't have to ask Roger. I'll do it. Oh, Patrick Brable was also blocks trackers. That's true. Yeah. They're not following you around websites. You can even have it like delete your browsing history when you exit out of it if you want to go that far. So it's a lot of there is AI to turn off, but it does do a lot of, blocking extra nonsense that doesn't need to be there. But it is morning. We are in the living room. And Carolyn, she's got the newspaper, and she's also standing at the window, the worry window. But she seems distracted. She's just, when you're reading a good story and you get distracted, sort of like that, but not quite, because Victoria comes in, says hi to Carolyn, and Carolyn just no reaction. So Victoria says her name again, like Carolyn, and what's the matter? She's that gets her attention. Carolyn asks her, "Did you see the paper this morning? Another girl was attacked last night." Victoria, I thought that was over with. He's responsible for Maggie's death. The cops have got to catch him soon. Carolyn, what if they don't? I had a dream last night. I saw the maniac who's been doing these things, and I know who his next victim is going to be. Me. She says I was in a dark, desolate place, and I knew there was someone near. Then suddenly a hand reached out and grabbed me, and I knew I couldn't get away. And that the terrifying part was that I was too frightened to scream. Victoria always does try to keep a cool head. She says, well, it's perfectly natural to have a dream like that after hearing about Maggie. I haven't been able to think about anything else. Carolyn says, maybe we should try to stop thinking about Maggie. She's gone. There's nothing we can do for her. Girl, harsh. It's been less than 24 hours. Let's not think about her at all. Like, I know they weren't exactly friends, but come on. Like, I get what she means, but it's like it's a little bit too soon. Like, we just found out, lady. But okay, okay, I get it. She doesn't mean it in a mean way, so I'll okay. I'll let that fly. Victoria says, I thought I would go see Sam Evans today, see if there's anything I can do for him. Carolyn, I should see Joe. Tell him how sorry I am. He tried to be my friend, and I'd like to be his friend if I can. Victoria says, this is the first time in weeks we've been able to talk without arguing. Carolyn, I don't feel like arguing. Friends shouldn't argue. Let's not mention Buzz and me or Jason and my mother's marriage plans. That was a nice thought, but then Victoria says, well, there is one thing I should mention. You're going to hear about it eventually. It might as well be from me. Your mother asked me to witness her marriage, and I said yes. So, Carolyn, oh, well, how nice of my mother to include you. You seem to have become her second daughter. No, I'm happy for you. You've always wanted a family, and now you've got one. Victoria, why do you have to be so bitter? Carolyn, I'm not bitter. I don't care what my mother does. Victoria, that's not true. You wouldn't even look at Buzz if you weren't upset with your mother. You know that as well as I do. Look at us. A minute ago, we said we weren't going to argue, and now we are. Carolyn, I wish we could be friends, but I guess that isn't possible. From now on, just leave me alone. She runs out of the rooms. She really runs hot and cold. So now we're over at the Evans cottage, and Sam is on the phone. It must be with Dr. Woodard because he's. How is she? No improvement at all. Yes, we both know how important it is to keep up the act, but Maggie's life may depend on it. I've got to see her soon. Just when there's a knock at the door, it's like, okay, I'll talk to you later, Dave. Hangs up. Opens the door. Vicky's there. Good morning. Invites her in. All that friendly stuff. People greet each other. They're rather friendly. It's not like when Burke used to just barge in. Usually people are like, oh, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So it's as long as nobody's barging in through the door, everybody usually gets a pleasant greeting. But Victoria goes in. She says, I thought I'd come by to see if there's anything I can do. Sam just, thank you, but there isn't anything. It's very kind of you. Victoria, it's just, I don't know what to say. Sam, just don't say anything. I'm sorry we couldn't invite you to the funeral, but we decided to just get it over with as soon as possible. They just found her, man. How fast was the fastest funeral ever? But Victoria says, well, I wonder if you wanted me to dispose of Maggie's things. I thought they might be a constant reminder to you. Sam's, I want to keep everything in the house the same as when Maggie died. So nothing Victoria can do. So she starts heading out, getting up to leave, and Sam gets this look on his face, like that he wants to tell her, but so he's stops her. He's like, well, wait, you were very fond of Maggie, weren't you? Victoria tells him, well, she was my first friend when I came here. I'm not going to forget her. Sam, Vicki, Thanks for stopping by. Victoria, of course. She takes off. Sam was really about to tell her. Like, I want to tell you. Have a nice day. Oh, Patrick, I still haven't watched a single episode of Dark Shadows. Everything I know comes from here. That's okay. I watch some. I only know of some movies and TV shows like that. That's all right. Ugh. I hope you're not disappointed when you watch the show. It's not in the show, but in me. Like I don't know if I want to watch this or no. Oh, Brian, what's up? He says happy Saturday, everybody. Yeah. I just don't have yeah, yeah, almost I can do with some like Sam's left-handed, so I'll point out the left-handed characters. I can't really do voices that well. I'm glad I'm glad you like these enough to stick with them. We're really getting into it. We haven't even got to my favorite episode yet, so we've got a lot to do. And honestly, the storyline that the show ends on, I really like too. Brian, that has to be a hard secret for Sam to keep because he's such a nice guy. He's not, he just spent 10 years not telling anybody that he witnessed a murder and that had him so fucked up, along with his wife dying, that he was drinking all the time. So he's not good at, he can keep a secret, but he doesn't like to keep secret and it just tears him up inside. So wants to. Plus, he's all by himself now. He hasn't had Maggie around, and they live together, and they like each other. So he doesn't have anybody to talk about this with other than Joe, and Joe doesn't live with him. It's really tearing him up. He's playing sad very well. Dr. Woodard, I don't know how good an actor you are, Sam, but you better start faking it, cause gotta tell everybody you're dead. Like, how good would you be at that, pretending a family member was dead to their friends? So I don't see why he's not knocking them back at this time of the morning. But he is. So far so good. But now we're at that pier that's sort of behind the shops. I think the last time we were here was when Burke beat up Willie, and Willie was just sitting there with his bloody lip and his shiner on his cheek. So we don't see this a lot, but I like this set. Like we can hear the waves lapping up against the pier, and we can hear seagulls off in the distance. But Joe's just out there chilling. It must be his lunch breaks. He's got his thermos with the coffee, and then he's got eating a sandwich, just looking out over the water. Just pardon me, just eating lunch. But Carolyn walks up, and she says, "Hello. I was looking for you. They told me you were out here." Joe, I spend a lot of my lunch hours out here. Carolyn, I know. I used to meet you out here sometimes, remember? Seems like 1,000 years ago, but it was less than a year ago. Joe, a lot can happen in a year. Carolyn, I don't know how to say it. Joe, is it about Maggie? You want to say you're sorry. Carolyn, I know you probably don't want to talk about it. Joe, I don't. But I appreciate what you're trying to say. Carolyn, you were in love with her, weren't you? Joe, still am. Carolyn, were you planning to be married? Joe, we talked about it. Look, I'm grateful for your sympathy, but I don't want it and I don't need it, okay? So he offers her some coffee, and she takes it. Joe says, I heard you're getting married. It's all over town. Carolyn, oh, Buzz and I are engaged. We have a ball together. I think we're going to be very happy. But you think I'm making a mistake. Joe, not up to me. It's your business. Carolyn, I'm sorry. We're talking about myself when I came to see if there's anything I can do for you. Joe, we all think about ourselves. Carolyn, I can be selfish and cruel. I know how cruel I was to you. Joe, that's ancient history. Carolyn, I wish I hadn't been cruel to you. Joe, why go into this now? Carolyn, I wish I could be as brave as you are. If someone I love just died, I'd go all to pieces. You know how to cope with life. I don't. You wouldn't go to pieces if your mother decided to marry a man you couldn't stand. You wouldn't, Joe, take up with the wrong sort of person out of spite. Carolyn, I didn't say that. I can't understand what my mother is doing. All I know is I want to hurt her. Joe, even if you hurt yourself in the process? Carolyn, I'm not hurting myself. I dig Buzz and he digs me. Joe, if you believe that, marry him. If not, don't. Don't marry him to hurt your mother or anyone else. Carolyn, just call me if there's anything you need. Joe, sure, thanks. Carolyn takes O'Brien says that he had a great 4 straight days off of work, got to have a lot of fun. Life is good. Oh, nice. Oh, that's right. Patrick does have family in Ohio. You ought to come up and or over and visit them, down and visit them sometime. Joe really is very nice. I mean, like just saying you don't need somebody's apology for somebody dying. Like if you just read that, it sounds kind of harsh, but he doesn't say it in a mean way. He's just like, okay, I know how you feel. Like, thank you, I appreciate it. Just don't need it. Like, thanks, but no thanks. I'll be okay. So now we're back in the living room at Collinwood, and Carolyn's already in there, and Victoria walks in and sees her, and she kind of hesitates for a second, like, "Oh boy, is this going to be round two from this morning?" But it's not. She walks up to Carolyn, like, "How's this gonna go?" But Carolyn asks her how Sam was. How's Mr. Evans? Victoria, all right, all things considered. Did you see Joe? Carolyn, yes. I admire him more now than I admired anyone in my life. The whole world is falling down around him, and he's taking it without complaining. When I was with him, I felt so insignificant. He's everything I'm not: brave, sensible, understanding. Victoria, you could be all those things if you wanted to be. Carolyn, why do I want to be cruel and destructive and hurt people? Victoria, those are questions you've got to answer yourself. Carolyn, I don't want to be that way. I really don't. I'm sorry we had that fight this morning. I started it. I'm always fighting, or I'm always starting fights. She looks over at the piano, and there's a little teeny tiny vase with some little teeny tiny flowers in it. And like right when she's in the middle of apologizing, she sees that, and those violets. I never noticed them before. Jason gets them for my mother every day. Victoria, I know. Please stop it. Carolyn, I'm going out to find Buzz. I don't want to stay in Collinwood another minute. If my mother asks, I won't be home until late. Very late, if she even cares. Very Tumblr thing to say, and she's out the door. Like somebody will share a picture of a cute animal on Tumblr. Like, when you're being mean to me, this is who you're being mean to, if you even care. Patrick said, too old to travel, plus my legs are knackered, so I find it difficult to walk far. Oh, yeah, I hear you. Yeah. Just, I know I would get to where I'm going and be exhausted and be like, okay, just let me sleep for like 2.5 days. And then we can hang out. I'd have to be sucking down the energy drinks all day. Like, 1,000 milligrams of caffeine, let's do something. Now I'm awake for about 45 minutes and then, okay, I gotta go back to sleep. I was even tired traveling 10 years ago when I was 10 years younger, so I would just be exhausted. That's why I would have to travel with somebody else, because like I'll get sleepy and then it's a wrap. And you can't just sleep on the ground like that. Oh no, I think I grabbed the wrong one. Come on, Carmex. I got a brand new one, but gotta get every last drop out of something before I throw it out. I paid for it, damn it. I'm gonna use the whole tube. I don't think I'm gonna be cutting the bottom off and squeezing it out that way. I'm not that much of a psycho, but I paid for it, damn it. Anyway, we're back. We're at the Evans cottage now. O'Brien says, LOL, 1,000 milligrams, too much for one day, Nikki. In general, a human should not, like, you can take 1,000 milligrams or 1 gram of caffeine in a day. It's not going to kill you, but it's also not recommended. In general, they tell you, honestly, if you need that much caffeine, to just switch to crack. Well, like, no, you need you need to break bad if you're that tired. But it's not gonna kill you, but you're gonna be, you probably don't want to be doing that for a month. Your resting heart rate is 300 beats per minute. You don't want to get to those hummingbird type of levels. Right on cue, I just put Carmex on too. Oh, nice. Yeah, I only wear it for you guys. It works. It's like a little bit tingly. It's not the flavored kind either. It's just the default. It's it's just Carmex, not sponsored. It's gonna be blurry. It's just it's not cherry or whatever the flavors are. It's got camphor and white petroleum. If you happen to be outside a lot in the wintertime, I would say to wear it there, because you don't want your lips to get cracked, because then suddenly you're gonna smile at something or laugh and your lips are bleeding, and that's not a good look. When I worked in a factory and they didn't know what heat was, so we were just freezing the whole time, I would wear it there. Oh. Yeah, my personal limit of caffeine is about between 600 and 700 milligrams a day. I don't. I rarely, like not even once a year, take that much, because then everything starts to sound like a kazoo in my ear. But I can go up to 500 or 600 and be fine, maybe about 500. But then when I wake up, I take 400 milligrams of caffeine just to get out of bed, so it's not like I really need any more. I just take this for you guys. Want to go to? Thank you so much for everything you wear for, just for us. I love you for that, Nikki. Oh yeah, sure thing. Yeah, you guys get my Ray Still Plays Not Today Satan shirt that they don't sell anymore. The Yeah, I've got my own. I gotta make into shirts. Brian, it does work, but chapstick tastes better. Because the actual stick stuff, again, in the factory, it would melt, so I had to get the already liquefied stuff, so that's why I got onto that. Tallow lip balm for the win, one to go to said. Okay, yeah, as long as it doesn't have like a weird taste or a weird smell. So yeah, we are at the Evans cottage, and Sam is there talking to Joe. And Sam is saying that Dr. Hoffman had her first session with Maggie today. Joe, any improvement? Sam, no. Dr. Woodard said it was too soon to expect it. And he reminded me how important it is to pretend Maggie is dead. Vicki Winters was here this morning, and I came that close to telling her the truth. Joe, I talked to Carolyn today. I felt like a fraud listening to her say how sorry she was. We hear somebody drop something off camera, like Joe and Sam are not holding anything, but we hear something fall. Like who's juggling behind the camera? I don't know, but you hear a crash. Sam says, "I don't see the harm in telling Vicki. She's trustworthy." Joe, we can't tell anyone. If news got out, that maniac might get a hold of it. Sam, you're right. We can't trust anyone. Maggie's life depends on it. We can only hope we find the maniac who did this to her. So we see the docs for the credits. Now, see, they can't tell anyone because if they tell Carolyn, she's going to tell Buzz, and then it gets all over Collinsport. If they tell Victoria, she's going to tell Burke, and then he's going to confront Sam about it in the Blue Whale, and then it gets all over Collinsport. So they really can't tell anyone. Because I'll just tell one person, and then because Buzz will tell his friends, everybody's talking about it. Victoria finds out. I don't know if she would tell Liz, but she would definitely tell Burke. And then again, he's going to find out about it. And rather than ask Sam about it in his house, he would meet up with him at the Blue Whale, say something, the whole bar overhears it, and suddenly the whole town knows. So, like, no, you can't tell anyone. Want to go to, just say no to petroleum on my sky. I know that's right. Oh, what's up, John Rogers? Glad you made it. Hello. Where do you watch the show at? Since like, does D Live work anymore? For we go to another show, does it work for that anymore, or have you just been missing a bunch of shows? O'Brien got to ride the Millennium Force multiple times this week. It will fix. It will fix your hair straight back. Oh, I forgot. I didn't even think about it. What it would do to my hair. All right, not day, but episode 264 aired on June 29th, 1967. It's still day 84, but it's nighttime now. And we go into the living room. Jason's wearing this silk robe, really shiny. Walks in, he says good evening to Roger. Roger's sitting back there on the, I know it's called a settee. I'm still going to call it a sofa. So, like, he's just back there reading the paper. And he doesn't even look up, but, like, no indication that he heard anything. So, Jason's over at the wet bar and he realizes Roger didn't say anything. So, he repeats it. He's like, I said, good evening. Roger's still there with the paper. He said, I heard you. Jason, oh, for a moment, I thought your voice or your hearing was affected. Roger, it's not my hearing that's affected. So he starts folding up the paper, stands up, starts to head for the door. Jason, I hope you're not leaving on my account. Roger, that's precisely why I'm leaving. Jason, I'm sorry you feel that way. Since we're practically brothers in law. Roger, we are not brothers in law yet, and if I can do anything about it, you won't be. So Jason laughs and he starts pouring a drink. Then we get the intro credits for the show, and when we come back, Jason is still pouring that drink. So it just must take 20 seconds to fill up a glass, or this man just knows how to pour liquor from a bottle just that. It's inadvertently funny, but he's still in that same position when we come back. Unless he poured a drink, took a shot, and he's pouring a second one during the intro credits, but it's it's still funny. Brian says, "So you want a hat and ponytail?" Yeah, that's how I'd have to do it. I'd have to. I don't know. I'm not going over there, but like, where do I put my hat when I'm driving? It's so big. Yeah, John Rogers is mentioning all those stupid roundabouts that we got in town. This is not Europe. We are not. They put them at 3-point intersections where they're completely unnecessary. So we come back, and Roger mentions that, oh, you seem to find humor in everything. Jason, yes, I do, especially in hollow threats. Roger, you think it's impossible to stop you from marrying my sister? Jason, I think if an obstacle could have been placed in the way of this marriage, it would have been done long before this. Roger, I still contend that she won't go through with it. You must know that I will never be anything to you except an enemy. Jason, all right, let me tell you something. I have gone out of my way. I've smiled at you when I should have spat. If it's an enemy you're after, you've chosen an adversary who never loses. If you continue to oppose me, you may find yourself on the short end of Collinwood. Roger, do you really think you would get control of Collinwood? Jason, never mind what I mean. Roger, for your information, some papers are being drawn up right now that would prevent any such takeover. Jason, yes, but they've got to be signed first. Roger, they will be signed, and I find your presence in this room makes it less than habitable. He leaves. Roger's great. This room sucks now, and it's all because of you. Deuces. Oh, Brian saw a few wrecks up this way. Yeah. John Rogers said, we just had a drunk driver rear end a Sandusky transit bus and drove through the center of the roundabout. LOL. A shortcut. You have to go all the way around. It doesn't take that long to go in a circle. Those are tornado spawn points, if you didn't know. So now we're at the old house. We're in the drawing room, and Barnabas is standing in the bay windows, and he's just looking outside. So Willie walks up. He's wearing his jacket. He's got that crosshatch button-up shirt on. But Willie tells him it's all taken care of down there. Barnabas, there are no traces of the Evans girl left in that room. Willie, I cleaned it up. There's nothing there. Barnabas turns back. He's looking outside. It's like he sees something. He's just. So Willie asks him, what's the matter? Barnabas, I thought I saw someone out there. It could have been a child. Billy, what are we going to do now? Maggie's dead. Barnabas, well, there isn't much one can do about it. Willie, I didn't count on her dying. I mean, she seemed like she was going to be okay. Barnabas. Yes, her death was a surprise to me. I'm still not certain of the cause. Willie, aren't you? Well, I'll tell you. We're the cause. We put her through something that no one should have to go through. I've done rotten things in my life, but nothing like this. I hate myself for it. Barnabas, and me? Do you also hate me? Willie, you know how I feel. Barnabas, yes, I do. Take care, Willie. I can only tolerate so much opposition. Willie, I just didn't figure this kind of thing would happen. We went too far. Too far. Barnabas, my existence has rather special requirements. Willie, that girl's death wasn't part of it. You could have got on without her. Barnabas, I will be the judge of what I need. If you really don't want to work for me, you know the alternative, don't you? Willie, yeah, I know. Barnabas, your life dangles by a thread. Be careful that you don't put too much strain on it. I suggest you forget the Evans girl. Willie, yeah, I'll forget, if I can. Barnabas, I want you to go outside. I feel certain that there's someone out there. Willie, yeah, I'll go out and look around, and I'll try not to think of who your next victim's gonna be. So Willie heads on out. Like, the only kid that could be out there is David, but Barnabas doesn't think it's David. He just, oh, I think it could be a child. Like, who's this random other little kid up on private property? Brian says the Magnum is getting rough. Still a great ride, though. They have all kinds of crazy rides. Yeah, yeah. The Magnum was made before they used computers to make roller coasters, so they were just welding it into place. So it's very it's fun, but it's rather shaky. It's not a smooth ride like the Millennium Force. I always want to call it the Millennium Falcon, but it's not a spaceship. Oh, John Rogers says I delivered steel for the Magnum when I first moved up here in '89. Whoa, thank you. I like that ride. I had friends who always went on it because they had season passes, and I finally got to go on it. I'm like, dude, this is fun. Brian says, I remember you saying that. I was thinking about you went in line. Yeah, like you go, because Millennium Force is closer to the front. So, of course, you're going to go on that first. Then you get to the back of the part where the back park where the Magnum is. And it looks smooth. It's got those tubes you go through, and you hear all the screaming, but it is rather. It's going to rattle you up a little bit. You're not going to get hurt, but it's not the same feel. Gotta love it, though. So now we're outside, and it's I don't think we've seen this footage before. It's clearly it's Roger with the flashlight. He's walking up to the old house, walks up, knocks on the door. Barnabas invites him in. They go into the drawing room. Barnabas offers him some Amontillado, which if you look it up, it's not white wine. Maybe it's a type of red wine, but it's like lighter colored red, like medium colored gray looking liquor. But Roger's telling him, he's like, the situation at Collinwood is unbearable. I don't mean to bring my troubles to you. It concerns Liz's marriage. You and I have a feeling for tradition and family continuity. So when I mention Jason McGuire, it has nothing to do with his social position. My objection to him is that I think he is dishonest and forcing Liz to marry him. He has some sort of hold over her. Barnabas, I wasn't aware of this. Have you any idea what this hold is? Roger, no, but it's something of long standing. Barnabas, my encounters with Jason have been very few, but I know he's a man not to be trusted. Roger, that is the majority opinion. He's obviously after the Collins wealth. Barnabas, and Liz can't be dissuaded from the marriage? Roger, we've all tried to talk her out of it. Carolyn's gone so far as to threaten to marry one of the most disreputable people in the entire county. We all feel so helpless about it. Barnabas, I don't like to get myself involved in this sort of thing, but if you want, I could talk to Liz. Roger, no, thanks. I don't think it would do any good. Barnabas, is it possible Jason could be bought off? Roger, no. He's going all out this time. I hate to think what would happen to this estate and the enterprise if he got a hold of it. We've got the family lawyers drawing up papers that would stop that, but Jason implied he'd do something to keep the papers from being signed. I only wish there was someone who could deal with him. Barnabas, since the disposition of this property would involve me, I think perhaps I will have a word with Mr. McGuire. I think I might be able to ease the situation. Roger, would you do that? I would appreciate it. Barnabas, I'll speak to him right away. Because this really is news to Barnabas. He's not kidding. He's been dealing with Maggie in his basement, and that's pretty much it. It's not like him and Willie sit around and chit chat about Willie's days before they met, so he doesn't really know too much about Jason or what's going on up at. I don't even think Willie knows what's going on up at Collinwood. So it's Barnabas, really. But we're out on just somewhere else in the woods, and it just really is just walking through, just looking for somebody. But then we see Sarah walk up behind him. She says, "Hello." Willie turns around. What are you doing out here? Sarah, looking for someone to play with, but I can't find anyone. Willie, there isn't anyone to play with. It's late, everyone's home. That's where you should be. Sarah, I'm not far from home. Willie, where do you live? Sarah, around here. Willie, your mother and father must be looking for you. Sarah, I can't find them. Willie, maybe they're home or somewhere near there. Sarah, no. Willie, then where are they? Sarah, I don't know. I've been looking for them for such a long time. I can't find them anywhere. Willie, I don't understand you. Hey, are you the one who was playing with David? Sarah, David? Oh, yes, I met a boy named David. I was looking for him too, but I couldn't find him. Willie, yeah, well, that's because he's not supposed to play here. Nobody is. Sarah, I have to have some place to play. Willie, well, you play someplace else, but not around here. Sarah, I wouldn't know where to go. Willie, I'm not going to sit around talking to you all night. Now you got to get out of here, and you got to get out of here now. Sarah, I don't know where to go. Willie, this isn't a safe place, you understand? It ain't safe around here. Now you better get going, you understand? Now which way is your house? Sarah points. I live over there. Willie looks up. He's no, that's the old house, Mr. Collins's house. Where do you live? Sarah, I told you. Willie, hey, I know what's the matter. You're lost. Come on now, it's a good thing I found you. Now you come with me and I'll take you back towards town. That's where you live. Sarah, no, I live over there. Willie, I haven't got time to argue with you. Now you just follow me and I'll take you back to town. So he turns around, he starts walking, takes a few steps, turns back around. Hey, little girl, where'd you go? Where are you? Irish goodbye. She just disappears. So now we're in Collinwood at the foyer. It's Roger and Barnabas coming in. Roger's got this. I don't know how to describe men's clothing, but it's his overcoat, but it's almost like the top of it is like a short cape that comes down maybe to his waist. It looks really nice. I don't know if there's a word for that. He's probably worn this exact same coat before, but it looks nice. He wears it well. But they're coming in, and Roger's saying yes, I can see that your interest in the old house would be in considerable jeopardy if the estate would fall into other hands. Barnabas, yes, it might create problems for me. That's why I would like you to look into the possibility of a proviso on one of the original deeds that might have anticipated a situation like this. So Roger's going to go check on that, but it's upstairs. So he's like, just hang up down here. I'll be right back. So, okay, so Roger goes upstairs. Barnabas heads into the living room. And Jason's sitting there with the newspaper, feet up on the sofa. He doesn't have like his shoes on the seat or anything, but he's got his legs propped up, reading the paper, chilling. So Barnabas says, "Good evening. You appear quite comfortable. I understand there's to be a change in family relationships." Jason, you're referring to my marriage to Liz. It promises to be a happy event. Barnabas, does it? Jason, yes, it does. This marriage means a chance at happiness for Liz. Barnabas, I certainly don't want to become a partisan in this situation because it isn't quite my business. But I'm concerned with your motives. Jason, oh, I see you've been talking with the family. Barnabas, I had hardly discussed it with anyone. But there is the possibility I know more about you than the others. Jason, oh, yes, my former friend, your employee, Willie Loomis. Barnabas, he's told me very little, actually. No, I base what I'm saying on the few contacts I've had with you. Like, no, I can tell you're a jerk from the handful of times you've already spoken, guy. Jason says, and what are you saying? Barnabas, I'm expressing concern for the future of the Collins family. I want to be certain the Collins estate remains as it has been, intact. Jason, it certainly shall. Barnabas, I hope so. But I'm also concerned that the estate doesn't fall into the hands of an unscrupulous person. Jason, unscrupulous? Do you by chance mean me? Barnabas, I'm speaking generally. But there are certain things in your past that give me pause. Things that may have been done in the shadows that may not have been done within the law. Jason, I see. If you have any accusations to make, I suggest you come right out with it. In fact, get the sheriff because I don't intend to be intimidated by you or anyone else. I've been taking a long, hard look at you, and I wonder just who are you and what do you do? You see, you've hired a man whose character leaves much to be desired, who fits the description of an unscrupulous person. I have to ask myself, what does Mr. Collins want with a man like Willie? Why would a gentleman hire Willie? Perhaps a man like Willie fits very well into what you do. Tell me, just what is it that you do? Barnabas, that's my business. Jason, what is your business? Where do you get your money? You don't have any accounts at the bank in town. I know you don't operate a business. Yet you go somewhere in the daytime, every day. Come to think of it, I've never seen you in the daytime. You know, you're a mystery to me, and you're beginning to interest me very much. He's the only person who put it together. Like, I never see this guy in the daytime. So now we're back at the old house, and Willie is he's in the drawing room taking a candle off the mantle, taking a candlestick. He just crosses into the foyer. There's that desk that's there by the stairs sometimes. It's got a little drawer in it. He opens that up, takes a candle out. Just replacing a candle. He's just working. But Barnabas comes in. He comes in the door. So Willie looks up at him. He says, "What's the matter?" Barnabas, I've just had a talk with your friend. He's beginning to ask questions. Willie, oh, that's just the way he is, full of bluffs. Barnabas, if he isn't careful, he'll have to be dealt with. Willie, he likes to bluff everybody. Don't worry about him. By the way, you were right about somebody being outside. Barnabas, who was it? Willie, some little girl. Found her wandering out there. Sent her on her way. She took off pretty fast. They turned my back and she was gone. Strange kid. Seemed kind of lost. Had no sense of direction. When I asked her where she lived, she kept pointing at this house. And we see Barnabas's portrait above the mantle for the credits. I gotta drink my honey tea just a second. When I started doing these reviews, I just started doing them. I did not give any thought at all that I would have to act out characters. And here I am. Is this thing finally out? Yeah, hang on. Where's my other one at? There we go. Okay. It wouldn't have put me off of it either. I think it would have been more fun initially. Dude, you get to act like every single character if you want to. No pressure. All right, episode 265 aired on June 30th, 1967. It's the next day. It's day 85. It's morning, and we're seeing a new location. Honestly, what this is, it's just like a photo that they're zooming in on. But it's this big house. I don't know style of houses, so I can't tell you. But like many rooms, big huge ports wrapping around, most of the front of it. Extensions in the back. Two-story house. Big sucker. Now we don't find this out right away, but I'm just going to tell you up front that we're at a place called Windcliff Sanitarium. We find that out in this episode. I'm just telling you up front what it is. Cause I'm like, what the is this a house? Who lives here? But we go inside, and Maggie is just sitting there. She's just staring blankly ahead. Not she's holding on to the doll that Sarah gave her, but she's just staring straight ahead, not focused on nothing. And there's a lady sitting in front of her, just like she's got this light and she's shining it in one eye, and then the other. I don't know what that's supposed to do, but this lady, she's a doctor. She's got this really short cropped hair and just a button down lab coat. But this doctor lady, shining this light back and forth in her eyes and just talking to Maggie very calmly. She says, "Can you hear my voice? Don't answer, just nod." So Maggie just slowly nods her head. Doctor says, "Good. Now just concentrate on the light. Raise your right hand. Your right hand." Maggie lifts her left arm first, but then she raises her right hand up. The doctor says, "Very good. Now lower your right hand. Do you know who is speaking to you? What is my name? Do you know who I am?" Maggie, "Doctor." Doctor says, "Yes, but do I have a name?" "Dr. Hoffman." "Do you know your name?" "Don't be frightened. Just tell me, what is your name?" And Maggie, she goes to speak, but then I guess it's too much for her, and she just hides her face in her hands. Can't even say her own name. So now we're at the Evans cottage. Sam is there, and Dr. Woodard is there. And Sam is not in a good mood. He says, "You mean to tell me that I can't even see my own daughter?" "Dr. Woodard, I'm telling you, I don't think it's a good idea." "Sam, I haven't had one word from Dr. Hoffman since we took Maggie to that hospital." "Dr. Woodard, Dr. Hoffman isn't a particularly communicative woman." "Sam, you mean you haven't heard anything from her either?" "Dr. Woodard, just a brief letter telling me that Maggie was under treatment." "Sam, and that's all? No report on her condition? Is she better? Is she worse? Nothing at all?" "Dr. Woodard, it's possible there's nothing to report. I told you from the start, Dr. Hoffman is a little bit unusual as doctors go." "Sam, I think a little bit too unusual." "Dr. Woodard, wouldn't she almost have to be as interested as she is in treating Maggie? Maggie's case is far from ordinary." "Sam, I can still see myself turning her over to someone I know absolutely nothing about. A doctor I've never even met." got to see her. I'm gonna go crazy if I don't. I feel like I've lost her all over again. Dr. Woodard, you know as well as I do that Maggie is safe and under good care. Sam, I've got to see her with my own eyes. Dr. Woodard, maybe she shouldn't see you. Anything or anyone that will remind her of the present. She's so terrified of it that she doesn't want to come back. You and I have no right to force her. Sam, all right. Then don't let her see me, but let me see her. Please, Dave, you know what I went through when she was missing. Thinking I'd never find her, and then all of a sudden to find her only to lose her again. I've just got to see her, if only for a few minutes. Dr. Woodard, well, to begin with, Windcliff is over 100 miles away. Sam, are you sure those are the real reasons why you don't want me to go? Is there something at Windcliff you don't want me to see? Dr. Woodard, of course there isn't. Sam, for the first time in my life, I don't think I believe you. Dr. Woodard, all right. I'll call Dr. Hoffman, see if she doesn't mind having a visitor. Sam, make it plural. Joe's coming with me. I promised him. Look, if she doesn't want Joe to see her, he'll accept that, but he's coming with me. Dr. Woodard, he heads over to the phone, picks it up. Hasn't dialed yet. He just picks up the phone. He's like, well, I'll see what Dr. Hoffman has to say. Sam, don't phone her, because I know she's going to say don't come up here. So she's less likely to say I can't see her if I'm already there. So Dr. Woodard's kind of not cool with that idea. So Sam says, call her after Joe and I leave. Dr. Woodard, I won't be able to. Sam, why not? Dr. Woodard, because I'm going up there myself. Good on you, man. So they're in the car and they're driving. It's daytime, but you probably don't notice this on your first watch through, but look out the back window because it's like they took some branches with some leaves on them and they have them on a rotating thing because like you'll see some leaves go by in the back window, then you see it on the other side, and like you keep seeing these like to make it look as if they're driving forward. It's cute, the effect that they do. Like, again, I'm sure if you're just watching it the first time through, you're not noticing that, but I'm like, how are they doing the leaves? Because usually car shots are at night. I'm like, oh, it's like they've got these spinning on two alternate things to make it look like, oh, okay, it just little, TV magic thing. But they're in the car. Joe's driving, Sam's in the passenger seat. Where's Dr. Woodard in the trunk? But okay, maybe he drove his own car up there. But I thought he said he was going with. But okay, maybe he's in the trunk. Maybe he's in his own car. Maybe he's strapped to the roof. We don't know, but we can't see him. But Joe's driving, and he says, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. Sam, I thought you wanted to see her. Joe, I do, but if I see her and she doesn't recognize me, she seemed so lost, so helpless. She looked as though we were deliberately trying to hurt her, and only we couldn't help it. What if it's like that all over again? What if it's worse for her than it is for us? Sam, you think we should turn around, don't you? Joe, I don't know what to think. All I know is I'm scared. Sam is too. Same, bro. So now it's afternoon. We're in Dr. Hoffman's office. It's a much nicer office than Dr. Woodard, just more objects in it. Like it does give one the impression that she's been a doctor up there for a minute, maybe a few years. It's not like she just moved a filing cabinet in there. Plus, it's like an old house that was converted into a long-term care facility. So it's a nice house, and she's got her office in there. So nice things. Probably one of the nicest offices we've seen on the show so far. But she's speaking with Dr. Woodard. She says, "I'm sorry to be so abrupt, but I can't say that I'm happy to see any of you." Dr. Woodard, I didn't think you would be. Sam's feelings should be taken into consideration. Dr. Hoffman says, "I'm not interested in Mr. Evans. My only concern is for Miss Evans." Dr. Woodard, I appeal to you to let Sam see his daughter if it's at all possible. So Dr. Hoffman, she picks up her phone and, talking to the secretary or whoever, and it tells them to send in Sam and Joe. Go ahead, let them in. So they come in through it. It's like there's like one door, and then you got this little L shape before you actually walk into her office. So it's supposed to be a big ass house. I don't think we're gonna see too much of this place, but the door is just different than what we've seen on the show so far. But they walk in, and Dr. Hoffman says, "This is an unexpected pleasure." Sam, I want to see my daughter. Dr. Hoffman, it's a little unorthodox to not notify me in advance, but however, my methods are sometimes unorthodox too. Joe, so we can see her. Dr. Hoffman, I think that can be arranged. I must warn you, it could prove quite painful, both to you and your daughter. Sam, isn't that to be expected? Dr. Hoffman, I just want to be sure you're ready for what may happen. She gets on her phone again, says that Mr. Evans or Mr. Haskell are going to see Maggie Evans. So Sam thanks her, and Dr. Hoffman says, "Reserve your thanks for afterwards." So Sam and Joe leave the room. Dr. Woodard, you don't know what's going to happen, and you're going to let them go up there and see her? So Dr. Hoffman, she's gotten up from behind her desk. She's got a fish tank in front of the camera there. I didn't really see any fish, but she's got a fish tank. She says, "I know exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be terrible for her, for them." Dr. Woodard, then why are you letting them go? Dr. Hoffman, it's the only way to convince them not to meddle. Forgive me if I seem to be without sympathy, but sympathy can sometimes be a hindrance or a deterrent when looking for the truth. In this case, it is the truth alone that concerns me, nothing else. The thing with Dr. Hoffman is she does often tip her head way up so the light catches her cheekbones. But if I do that, you won't be able to hear me. So I'm realizing now how hard it is to act this chick out. Nobody. The actress's name is Grayson Hall. I usually only point out her name if they're going to be recast. She doesn't get recast, but like this chick is just her own mood, her own vibe, her own thing. I've seen her in another movie. She's just always like that. That she's got her own style. You never know, like the way her voice is gonna come out, the way she's gonna deliver a line. Like this chick always keeps you drawn in because you never know what she's gonna do. She's so much fun to watch. So now we're back in that hospital room of Maggie's, and Maggie's just sort of just sitting there, just holding the doll, kind of. She's kind of looking down at it, just chilling out. But the nurse comes in and tells Maggie that her father and a friend are there to see her. So Sam and Joe walk in. So Maggie goes from slowly, like she's looking down at the doll, but as they come in and start talking to her, she starts just staring forward, like she's not looking at them when they talk to her, but she's not looking down at the doll. She's distracted. But Sam speaks first. Maggie, you look fine, honey. Joe, how are you feeling? Sam, I see you still got that doll you found. Joe, are you getting everything you need? Is there anything you need sent to you? And they are kind of rapid fire talking at her. So Maggie gets overstimulated. She drops the doll and jumps up and runs over to the window. And then the window it's open, but it's got this grating fencing chicken wire on it. So she puts her fingers through that. She's holding on to that. Like too much overstimulated, like when you pet a cat too much. But instead of like biting them, she just wants the GTFO. So, but she's there at the window and she's not looking at them, just holding onto this fence. Sam says, "Come on back and sit down." Joe picks up the doll. He says, "You dropped your doll." Hands it to Sam. Sam shows it to Maggie. He says, "It's very pretty. Do you remember where you found the doll?" Maggie takes it back from him. Joe says, "Sam, I don't think we ought to be asking her any questions." Sam, you remember once you had a doll called Cassandra and how angry you used to get when your mom and I called it Sandy? Joe, we shouldn't try to make her remember anything. Sam, I'm trying to get through to her. Joe, I know, but you can't. So Maggie starts sort of quietly singing London Bridge. "Oh, what's up, beach chap? Glad you made it." Maggie's singing. Joe's like, "That song again." Sam, "Do you remember me, Maggie?" Maggie is still, she keeps singing, and when she gets to that lock her up part, she starts to get more upset, and she keeps repeating that part. So Sam grabs her arm. Maggie stops, looks at it. She stops singing. Sam says, "Maggie, please, you've got nothing to be afraid of. It's me." So that's too much. Maggie just starts yelling and she runs to the door. She's banging on it. She's singing London Bridge really loudly. The nurse comes in. She takes Maggie over, like they sit down on the bed, and the nurse has her arm around Maggie. Maggie's kind of rocking back and forth. That was just too much too fast for her. The nurse tells her it's all right. Looks at the other two. "I think you better go now." So they leave the room. Maggie does seem to calm down a bit after they take off, but yeah, just that was too much for her. So we're back in Dr. Hoffman's office. Dr. Woodard. Yeah, the police still haven't been able to find the girl from Sam's sketch. I've been hoping that you'd be the one to provide us with answers. Dr. Hoffman. "Well, that certainly is my hope, but it will take time. Uninterrupted time. If I can come up with results, that's all that matters, isn't it? And you still have faith in my competence." Dr. Woodard, "I may differ with some of your methods, but I've never had any doubt about your ability. Have you been able to find any hint at all as to what's the matter with the girl?" Dr. Hoffman. Yes. Dr. Woodard. Is there anything you care to tell me? Dr. Hoffman. Not at this time. Dr. Woodard. Dr. Woodard asks, have you shown her a copy of the sketch of that little girl? Dr. Hoffman. All in good time. Dr. Woodard. Have you examined Maggie's blood? Dr. Hoffman. Certainly. Dr. Woodard. What I saw in her blood was unearthly, an unholy union. Have you been able to come up with a more accurate diagnosis? Dr. Hoffman. Yes, decidedly. Dr. Woodard. Can't you tell me what it is? Dr. Hoffman. Not at this time. Didn't you say it yourself? An unholy union? Inadvertently, you may have described it very well. So the phone buzzes, and it's Sam and Joe coming back in. Dr. Hoffman says, I'm sorry you had to come so far for such a brief visit. Sam, I guess we shouldn't have seen her. Dr. Hoffman, she was very frightened, wasn't she? Perhaps you'll allow me to say one thing. Trust me. Trust me to let you know when it's advisable for another visit. Sam, I had to see her. Dr. Hoffman, but you didn't see her. Was that your daughter? That poor frightened child? It certainly was not. It may be a long time before you can see your daughter. Until that time, may I observe that your absence may hasten the day. Kindly fuck off so I can do my job. So Sam and Joe, that's all they can do. Sorry we came up here, so they don't say that, but like, how long does it take to drive 100 miles, man? But they head out of the room, and Dr. Hoffman turns to Dr. Woodard. She asks, have you any more questions, Dr. Woodard? Dr. Woodard, not at this time. So he leaves too. Dr. Hoffman plays things very close to the vest. So now it's nighttime in the car. Noah leaves spinning around in the back window there. Sam's just saying, I wonder what it was Dave didn't want me to see. Oh, what's up, Erica? Glad you made it. Joe says, well, Maggie, obviously. Sam. Or was it Dr. Hoffman? So we're back in the hospital room, and it's like how the episode started. Maggie's just sitting there looking scared, and Dr. Hoffman's just right there next to her. She's saying, like, you knew my name earlier. What is my name? And Maggie just starts singing London Bridge. It's like she's regressed. And we see Dr. Hoffman's office for the credits. I don't know, man. What was the speed limit back in 1967? 100 miles. If it takes an hour to drive 60 miles, I don't know. It just took all day. They drove all the way up there just to upset Maggie and came back. So, but I get it. Like, I understand Sam completely. He hasn't seen his daughter for the better part of a month, and he's been worried about her. And then same with Joe, and they just want to see her, and they probably didn't realize how bad she was. But yeah, she's just not ready for anything having to do with her old life. And the The bad part is that Dr. Hoffman knew it. She just sort of didn't care about Maggie's mental state. She just wants them to stop bothering her, and that was more important than Maggie's recovery. That's how it came off to me. Like any other doctor might have said no, but I kind of get it. You have to do something extreme to stop a situation from happening. So, like, okay, what if she didn't do that and Sam and Joe kept driving up there every weekend? It would look suspicious. Everybody in town would have to be like, "Where are you guys going every weekend?" But she wants to be. Dr. Hoffman wants to be alone to treat Maggie, and that was the fastest way to get them to realize to stop going up there, even if it was detrimental to Maggie. And so yeah. So yeah, Dr. Hoffman's after the truth, but she kind of doesn't care who she has to hurt to get to that truth. So she's very focused on her work, but not necessarily the human side of it. Oh hell yeah! Erica saying that she just found Dark Shadows for free on Tubi. Tubi does have, or Pluto TV. So sorry, Pluto does have Dark Shadows. They don't have the beginning. They've got Dark Shadows that starts with episode 210 and goes up to like 850 something. So if you want to see the beginning or anything after that, check out Tubi. I've got the link to the link for that in the description for the channel and for the show. But yeah, Pluto TV does have quite a bit of Dark Shadows. Um, Amazon Prime might have it, but you got to pay for Amazon Prime, so I'm reluctant to even mention that. But Dr. Hoffman, very interesting chick. So episode 266 aired on July 3rd, 1967. It's still day 85, but it's nighttime now, and we are in Liz's bedroom. She's asleep. Sleeps with the windows open. You can see the curtains blowing in the breeze, nice sea air coming in. But then we go into it's Liz's dream. So like the entire edge of the shot has this blurry effect, like sort of like when Josette was talking to Victoria before she found David and Laura in that fishing shack. Sort of like that kind of a blur to the edge. Erica, Roku has old Flipper series from the 60s. Yeah, old. I know Tubi has all of Columbo, which is quite popular on Tumblr, which is strange to me because those people didn't grow up with that show. But you see Columbo and memes and stuff. It's great what they turn into things over there. If you even care. But Liz is asleep. She is dreaming that she's on Widow's Hill. You know how Widow's Hill, it's like basically woods up there before you get to the edge. So she's in the like the woodsy part, and we can hear like the waves crashing on the rocks, at nighttime. But we keep hearing these ladies' voices say, Elizabeth, just keep calling her name and calling her name. It's a few different ladies' voices. And Liz is in her nightgown and she's just walking up to the edge. She looks down over the edge of the cliff, and we can see that they actually show the waves crashing on the rocks. And she looks down at it for a few seconds and then just falls. And then we see what like those voices that were calling Elizabeth. Here, this must be those ladies because they come into it. It must be three ghosts. It's like three ladies in old timey clothing. So I assume that's the widows who have fallen from Widow's Hill. Because who else would it be? Erica loved that dolphin. May have seen Flipper, but I was a kid. John Rogers says, I remember Flipper. Oh, Brian had forgotten all about him. Want to go to I Care? I have enjoyed many Columbo episodes on the Roku channel. Oh, cool, yeah. Like I stubbed my toe if you even care. If you even care is such a Tumblr thing. But now it's day 86 because it is 1 p.m. We're in the foyer at Collinwood. It's Victoria comes from the kitchen door, walks out, looks up at the clock. Then she walks over to the stairs and looks up the stairs like it is 1 p.m. Like what's missing around here? Lisa Gray says, "Hey Nikki, woo, am I tired? Just got home and sitting still for a bit. Good to see you and gang. Yeah, good to see you too. 4 hours in the past. 4 hours difference. I know it's 4 hours difference. That is so wild." But we're back up in Liz's room. She's still in the nightgown that she was wearing in the dream. We can see it better now. It's just, it's a good gown, goes down to the floor. It's got this shiny bow up on the left shoulder. And she's just over there by the window looking out. Just, it seems like it's a nice day, but she just really doesn't seem to care. So she walks over more by the camera there, sits down, and just kind of brushing her hair. Doesn't really care about what she's not like how Maggie was kind of out of it. That's how she is. She's not paying attention to nothing. She's just touching her hair with the brush, going through the motions. But Victoria knocks, no answer, nothing, so she lets herself in. Sees Liz just sitting there. She says, "Mrs. Stoddard, do you know what time it is? It's 1 o'clock." Liz, is it? Victoria, have you been asleep all this time? Liz, asleep? Yes. Victoria, well, that's not like you. You're generally up and around so early. Are you sure everything's all right? Liz, I'm fine. Victoria, Mrs. Johnson wanted to know if she could fix you any lunch. What shall I tell her? Liz, tell her not to bother. Victoria, are you sure? Liz, yes. Elisa Gray says it's 4:30 p.m. Wow, man, that's so early. In between tides. Oh, cool. Does the tide come in the evening, like sunset time? Victoria tells her it's a beautiful day outside. Liz, is it? Victoria, your flowers are all in bloom. You should see them. Liz, well, I may go for a walk later. Victoria, I'm going out with David after he finishes his homework. Why don't you come with us? Liz, I'd rather be alone. Victoria, all right. Jason was looking for you. I told him I'd be a witness for the marriage. He said I should buy a new dress and charge it to you. Liz, go ahead. Victoria, you don't object? Liz, what should I? Victoria, I wouldn't feel right about doing it. I didn't want to tell you, but I overheard Carolyn on the phone with Buzz talking about getting a marriage license. May not think Carolyn will go through with it, but she just might. Liz, I doubt that. Victoria, what if she gets the license? Are you worried? Liz, no, not now. I've simply decided not to worry. Things have a way of working out. Please tell Mrs. Johnson not to bother about lunch. Victoria, all right. Leaves the room. This is just checked the fuck out. Oh, B Chap remembers the Flipper theme song. He's faster than lightning. Lisa Gray says tide varies. Tide outgoing now. Low point at 9 p.m. High tide at 2 a.m. Okay. Maybe that's when Liz was outside in her dream during high tide. Eric, I just watched the first episode the other night. Don't remember any episodes, just the song like you. That's cute. So now we're in the foyer. Liz is coming from the upstairs door. She's got this plaid coat on and this scarf like covering her hair and tied under her chin. She's going down the stairs just when Jason comes out of the kitchen door. It's like, oh, I was beginning to think you were planning on sleeping the day away. Would you come into the living room, please? I wish to speak with you. Liz. Later, I'm going for a walk. Jason, it will only take a minute. It's very important. Liz, all right. Oh, Lisa Gray every 6 hours? Oh, like clockwork. So they head into the living room. Liz, what is it? Jason, it's about our wedding. I realize you have a considerable reputation to maintain in Collinsport. When a Collins marries, the whole community knows about it and is talking about it. Liz, what does that mean? Jason, it means we can't just rush off to City Hall and go through the motions in front of some justice of the peace. I think our wedding should have more dignity than that. I'd like it to be held here in this room. You do agree with me, don't you? Liz, I suppose so. It might as well be here. I really don't care where it is. Jason, well, who's the most prominent judge in the community? Blood, Liz, Judge Craythorne. Jason, will you ask him to officiate at the ceremony? Liz, yes. Anything else? Jason, I think we should have a rather large reception. Invite a few men from the company and their wives. And maybe some of the more prominent families in Collinsport. About 20 or 30 in all. You agree? Liz, I suppose so. Jason, I was thinking about serving champagne and caviar. Liz, I'll leave that up to you. Jason, you won't object if I tell Mrs. Johnson what to order? Liz, go ahead. Jason, I think we ought to have flowers, too. Liz, order what you like. Is that all? Jason, my wardrobe. I'm afraid it doesn't include the proper dress for a bridegroom. Liz, go to the local haberdasher, charge what you want. I'd like to go for my walk. Jason, your attitude pleases me very much. It also has me a bit puzzled. Why the change? You haven't got a trick up your sleeve, have you? You don't think there's a way out of this, do you? Liz, I know there's only one way out. Jason, that's right, by keeping our secret in the family. Liz, now may I go for my walk? She leaves the room. Lisa, really low tides beget higher tides and makes for better runs. Brian says, one time in Sanibel low tide, I tried to catch blue crabs with a fishing net. LOL. I've seen pictures of those. So now it's nighttime at Widow's Hill. Liz is up there. She's just looking down at the waves. And Mrs. Johnson comes up. We haven't seen this chick in forever. She's like, oh, Mrs. Stoddard, I came looking for you. I was beginning to worry. It's coming on to be 7. You've been outside for hours. Liz, have I? Mrs. Johnson, it's dangerous up on this cliff. You could miss your step and fall. Liz, I wouldn't fall. I know the property too well. Mrs. Johnson, just the same, you oughtn't to be here. It's getting very dark. Liz, I'll return to the house in a few minutes. Mrs. Johnson, Mr. McGuire says you'll want to be having a wedding reception of 20 to 30 people. Is that true? Liz, yes. Mrs. Johnson, well, I don't know if I can handle that many people by myself. Liz, we'll get an extra help. Mrs. Johnson, do you really want a big wedding reception? Liz, Jason does. Mrs. Johnson, do you? Liz, of course. I want what he wants. Mrs. Johnson, all right, if you say so. Liz, it is getting dark. I hadn't noticed. Mrs. Johnson, listen to that wind. I don't see what you like about this place. It gives me the creeps. Isn't this where those widows died? I don't know if I believe those legends. I don't like to hear some of them. Liz, it isn't just a legend. The widows actually died here. All 3 of them. The first was Rachel Comstock, wife of a fisherman who died when his boat was lost at sea. Her 5 sons, all sailors, died at sea. When they brought her the news, she could only say over and over again, the sea is my grave is the sea. She came here one night carrying 6 white roses, threw them into the sea, then jumped to her death. Mrs. Johnson, I've heard that legend before. Makes my blood run cold. Liz, Abigail Tolliver was the second to die. She was only married a few days when her husband was found dead by drowning. She followed him into the sea. Her bridal bouquet was found on the rocks by her body. The last was Margaret Finley. Mrs. Johnson, I don't know if I want to hear about her. Liz, her husband lost in a storm at sea. She came up here on that same night, that same stormy night, and followed the others. Mrs. Johnson, why would anyone want to die that way? Liz, they died because their lives were hopeless. Mrs. Johnson, I've heard the rest of the legend is there's supposed to be another. Wait, how does it go? I've heard the rest of the legend is they're supposed to be waiting for a 4th one to join them. Liz, yes. Mrs. Johnson, people can talk about those legends. I don't like to even think about them. Look at those rocks. What a way to die. We better be getting back. So Liz just kind of falls out there, but she leans towards the cliff, so Mrs. Johnson grabs her. Before she can fall, Liz kind of comes back to herself. I feel faint. So Mrs. Johnson, keeps her arm like, no, like we're going back together. I'm not letting you go, woman. So they walk back to the house. Liz hasn't eaten all day either. Her blood sugar's probably crashing. Lisa Gray says, yesterday our place was 83 Fahrenheit at the highest, 35 Fahrenheit early this morning, and it's currently 73. Yeah, that's kind of how the weather does here in the spring and the fall. Got to wear your winter coat into work, and by the time you get off of work, you're wearing shorts. But they're back at Collinwood in the foyer. Mrs. Johnson's asking Liz, like, "Are you sure you're all right? You still look pale to me. Isn't there anything I can get you?" Liz, I don't know what came over me. I'm all right. Okay, Mrs. Johnson, that's through the kitchen door. So Jason's coming down the stairs, like, "Oh, Liz, we've all been worrying about you. Where have you been?" Liz, "Just out for a walk. I think I'll go up to my room and rest for a while." Jason, "Just a minute. I have something for you." So they go into the living room. Victoria's in there. So she's like, "Oh, excuse me." Jason's like, "Don't leave. We don't mind if you stay." So he takes something out of his pocket. It's a jewelry box, but it's bigger than one that you would have a ring in. And he's holding that up for Liz. He says, it's your wedding present. It isn't much, but I wanted you to have it." So Liz opens it up. It's we can't see it too well. It seems like a long it's a brooch, but it's just like a long pin, like I don't know, like an arrow or something like that. We can't really see it too well, but it's some kind of brooch. Liz says it's lovely. Jason, its value was only sentimental, I'm afraid. It belonged to my mother, and I wanted you to have it. Here, let me put it on you. So he takes it out of the box and he's pinning it on her, but she's got that scarf. So again, we really can't see what it is too well. And while he's doing this, Victoria just turns her back, like she doesn't want to see it, like they're making out or something like that. But Vicky turns around. So Jason gets that pinned on Liz's coat. He says it's very becoming. My mother wore that until the day she died. He probably just bought that in town, and Liz is going to get the for it. But oh, okay, sure, whatever. Interesting, you're just giving this to her now when he's been out shopping, but okay. Liz says, "Hi, I'm tired. I think I'll go up to my room and rest for a while before dinner." So Liz leaves the room. Jason turns to Victoria. Says, "I think she was quite touched with my little wedding gift, don't you?" Victoria, "I guess so." Like, dude, I wasn't looking. I don't know. But Jason's gonna go read the newspaper in the study, and he tells Mrs. Johnson to call him for dinner. So Mrs. Johnson has come back into the room. "Oh, what's up, NT? Glad you made it. Tip of the cap to you, Nikki, and everyone here in the chat. Awesome, thank you." So Mrs. Johnson's saying to Victoria, "I think something's the matter with Mrs. Stoddard, the way she disappeared like that. And you know where I found her? Widow's Hill." Victoria, "What was she doing there?" Mrs. Stoddard, "Staring out over the ocean. And it's a lucky thing I was there because she almost fainted before we came home." Victoria, "Fainted?" Mrs. Johnson, "I think it was because of what we were talking about. I got a little shaky myself. She was telling me about the legends of the widows, who each of them were, and how they died. She seemed very interested in those legends. And that struck me odd." Victoria, "It's very odd." Mrs. Johnson is always so suspicious of everything. But she's right though, because Liz is not acting like herself. But we're up in Liz's room, and she's lying down like she's taking a nap. But then she wakes up because she hears those voices, just Elizabeth. These three voices, three lady voices calling her name. So she wakes up, she gets up, she looks out the window. She says, "I hear you calling me." and we see those three ghosts from her dream that we saw before. And Liz says, "The sea is my grave. My grave is the sea." And then we see like Liz is looking down. I don't know if you can see the water from her room, but we get this shot. It's as if we're looking down from Widow's Hill, where we can see there's some beach, but there's definitely some rocks, waves coming up on the shore. And then we see like the dream Widow's Hill woods with the like the blurry outline for the credits. And that's a good place to end up. Sorry if this does make a chime off. It's got 12% battery. This thing let me get down to 9% one day. It did not make a noise at all. So I don't know when it's gonna make noise and when it won't. But yeah, Liz is just completely checked out and over it. Like she can't do anything about Carolyn. She can't do anything about her marriage to Jason. So she's hit that breaking point where she's just like, fuck it, whatever, and thinking about killing herself. Like, oh my god, Liz. So she's not in a good place. Maggie's been rescued, but she's in a mentally she's not in a good place, but physically she's in a place where she's safe and get the help that she needs. But again, it's like Sam said, it's they found Maggie, and it's like he's lost her all over again because he can't even go see his daughter. He can't pick up the phone and talk to her. He can't write her a letter. He can just get periodic progress reports, if that, since Dr. Hoffman does not feel like writing notes or letters to say what she's doing. She just wants to get on with her work and not be interrupted. And that's literally all that matters to her. She's got a fish tank with no fish in it. No, I don't know. I was looking for fish. Maybe there's no fish in the budget, but we haven't had a fish tank on the show before. What's that doing there? But yeah, you can watch all of these on Tubi for free right now. Pluto TV has most of them. Internet Archive has them. They're not going to tell you the episodes that they didn't film though, so the numbering's going to get kind of screwy when you get to about episode 109. Well, we got a new character on the show. We've got Dr. Hoffman. I really do like this chick. Very interesting to watch. She's always trying to get the light to hit her cheekbones, so that's really fun to watch. Oh, Brian says it's 81 there. Only 81 there. You're going to a water park? Dude, you are always in water parks. What the hell? In water parks and fishing. Must be a water sign. But yeah, you guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out for a couple hours. Smash the like button on the way out. That helps out the channel. Make sure you are subscribed. Slowly inching up to 300 subscribers. So that's pretty trippy to have been doing this for this long and be so. I mean, it's a little channel, but I'm cool with that. I wouldn't know how to act if there were thousands of folks here. But that would be cool too. We'll be just the same no matter how big the show gets. I've seen fame go to too many people's heads to let that happen. I'd do my best to stay humble and remember my roots. And I do that with you guys. You guys make all of this fun and worth it and help me get through all of the bullshit. So, again, Wayne is okay. We did hear about him on Monday. He's all right. He's just having tech issues, so no worries there. Check out your local store, see if they've got Polish donuts in stock the way mine does. That is awesome. Low key thinking about doing a balcony chat this coming up Friday, so look out for your Thursday tweet or community post. I'll know more then, but I'm really leaning towards doing a balcony chat then, and we'll do another Dark Shadows review on Saturday, like usual. So I love you guys. Don't forget your pants. Stay based and sexy. And oh, sorry if that made a noise. My battery's getting low. Love you guys again. Take it easy. I'll see you guys in a chat room in the meantime, and we'll have fun like this again next weekend. So, love everybody. Take it easy. Get something good to eat, some good sleep, have good dreams, drink some water, watch some Dark Shadows. Want to go to Tiswell? Absolutely. Love you guys. You're all the best. And till next time.